Hello everyone, Jackie Ding here. Welcome back to PhD Racing, and we're here with our friends at 6R Motorsport where we are finishing, well, when I say finishing, we're trying, work in progress on the 86. And there's a lot of parts to go through because as it kind of evolves, you know, it's more than just making the car go. To do wheel-to-wheel racing, there's a little bit more safety requirements, things of that nature, you know, obviously there's a fuel cell that you can see, but there's a lot more that goes into it as well. So we're gonna go kind of slowly over some of the things that I had to get in order to get the car compliant for safety, and also really just in general, it's probably good to have, you know. First piece on the calendar, thanks to our friends at Pegasus, for this battery isolator from Haltech. It's a GTS model with some very fancy things, because what this does is, you know how you have like a regular kill switch on other cars where it's just like a twist style. I didn't want to go for that. I think that we tried installing the twist type last time, and you know, being a mechanical one, there's moving parts, so on and so forth. It kind of wasn't too reliable. Sometimes you lose the switch, so on and so forth. There's a lot of freaking things that could go wrong with that. There's no moving parts. It's solid state, I think is what they call it. It's really freaking fancy, and it comes with two buttons. Now the first red one is the one that's outside of the car. You know, you drill a hole in the chassis somewhere on the outside, and all we need to do is wire this up to the switch. And so in the event of an emergency, someone just needs to come by and hit this switch, press it once, and that's it. The car just immediately shuts off. And the one for the blue one goes into the car, like near the driver's seat, and this is for me to control. So it's a toggle switch. It's like either on or off, so you can see like it kind of goes either in or out. And if somebody presses that red one, I can use this one to recycle, and it turns it back on again. So super fancy. It comes with all the labels, you know, all the extra, you know, you're supposed to have these stickers telling the course marshals, hey, this is where my electric cutoff switch and all that is. I went for this because also it's light as hell. This is like less than half a pound, maybe a pound even. 120 grams, it says. Great. Next part, slightly heavier. We went for a Lifeline 360 fire system, because I believe this is what they use the Novak, which is kind of a gaseous sort of thing. There's the whole bottle, but yeah, instead of it being a bottle, this will be vehicle mounted, as you can see. Kind of, that's a preliminary idea, like so. And it comes with two pull tabs. One will go to the outside of the car, one will go to the inside. Kind of same idea. One for someone emergency kind of course worker to activate it on the outside. This one will be for me on the inside of the car to pull in case there's a fire. Nice thing about this system, if I pull it, there's no liquid coming out. It's all I think fully gaseous, which means my electronics are completely safe. So all the Haltech ECU, all the PDM, all that stuff will survive. All we need to do is recharge it, you know, refill it, whatnot, and then it'll be good to go again. Next part, another bit of fancy bit. I decided to go full fancy, if you couldn't tell. I went for the Safecraft push release window net. Window nets are kind of, they're weird, but I'm gonna try to explain it best I can. Basically, if you're in a car, right? In the car, you're driving, you get into a rollover accident or any sort of accident, your arm will, you know, instinctively fly, right? Flail around. Basically, people, they don't want your windows flying out of the car and hurting yourself even more. So that's what that's for. The push button just means if somebody comes up to the car, needs to get me out of the car, you know, they just push this button and the whole thing just ejects. Meanwhile, I have this strap that goes to the inside of the vehicle, and I can just pull this and it'll do the same thing and kind of do that. So, and let me out. So great, fancy. I wanted the fanciness, you know. I didn't want just a regular window tab. It has to be looking good. Next, shout out to our friends at K24, because K24 actually saw one of our earlier videos and decided to reach out and say, hey, you guys need some parts? And I said, yes, we do, because we actually did. So you do remember we had a magnesium valve cover. Apparently, the magnesium valve cover isn't very good and has on track cars, because of how low profile it is, it gets rid of a lot of the baffling inside, and that ends up causing issues when you do a lot of cornering, which, you know, that's kind of all we do. I didn't know that, so I bought it. But now that I know that, I really don't want my car to catch fire. So we're switching to the K24 vented valve cover. This is in Wrinkle Black. So it should look pretty good. next to the high-rise header and the red intake manifold. It comes with all sorts of vents, you know, two on this side, 2 on this side, 1 on the back for us to do all sorts of things. I don't know why we need this many, but we do have this many. I think we're only going to use 1 for just a catch can of some sort. K24 also sent out a EP3 pulley kit, which sadly didn't fit with our TPS. Our throttle body is a little funky. This is their magnetic dipstick, which fits that pretty well. Nice. This comes with all the plugs for that valve cover. Billet oil cap, very fancy. This is that cover for whatever that hole on the front engine cover is. The cover plate for the top of the valve cover, and they got us a K series swivel thermostat housing with a dash 16. So basically, it's just an upgrade of whatever we already have on the car for slightly better quality. So thank you, K24. They also sent us a whole box of sweater, shirts, flags. So thank you, K24. This is my year's worth of trackside clothing sorted. Thank you very much. We're back at 6 Star. Chach was busy working on wiring in the background and how to make the engine boy look even more hot boy. I want to show off some of the things that's been going on. So you guys haven't seen the wheels yet, and you're about to. So these are the Titan 7 TD6S multi-piece wheels that we're really happy to have made done. Thank you to the guys at Titan 7. Thank you to all of them they actually made this wheel for us back in like 2020 or something like that. It's been years that I sat on these. They made us 8 wheels, 15 by 10 minus 25, so they're perfect for AE86 wide body. And the 4x1 114, everything is just, and we'll be using the 245 4015 Goodrich Rival S 1.5. I can't use our beloved Nankang CRS in Real Life Touring Cup because apparently it's too fast and it got banned along with the AO52 and the RE71 RS. And realistically, the only good tire size, a good tire I have in the 245-15 for now is that I can use is this, the Rival. So we'll be using this. Personally, I like an asymmetrical trap pattern. I like having the broader wide shoulders on the side. That's just for me like a driving style thing. I prefer that. So we'll try these, see how they work, and otherwise, those are my wheels. They look hot boy. A lot of people has been asking me and Titan 7 about making these. I don't know if we can. You gotta ask them.
I want them.
Yeah, Chach wants them. Everybody wants them. You can't have it. They're mine.
What a dickhead.
The K24 the valve cover's gone on, and Chach has been doing some heat proofing things like this wrap around the wiring harness. Kind of has it come down because if you can notice there's a very high rise header that for those of you who don't know, on my original AE86 I put high rise header on it, but it was on the other side. Well, on the original 4AGE on the other side there is a distributor cover that's set right here, and that thing was plastic. So I killed my original 4A by not putting a heat shield cover around it, and eventually it burned a hole in the distributor cover and all the oil came out, and I just ran the engine dry because I didn't know it was leaking oil, even though it was puffing white smoke all the time out of the engine bay. So, and never bothered checking engine oil level. Chach is like looking so disappointed right now. So now we know, obviously, you learn from your mistakes. Now I've learned, and Chach will put these beautiful heat shielding on to try and, we might even do something later on, but if it's needed. That's looking awesome. We'll probably we're trying to figure out an idler pulley solution, maybe go with a different alternator kit. We never got a shot of the suspension fully completed, so I wanted to show all of this off because it's amazing, it's insane. Techno Toy's ultimate steering rack finally came in with new bushings and everything. So this whole thing, Alan just banged his head on the, let me get a light. Fancy new steering rack, everything's sealed up with their tie rod ends on outer tie rod on the side. We have the lower control arm from Techno Toy, the GTX2, the steering knuckles, because that's how you turn the whole thing. And on the outside you have these billet hubs from Techno Toy also with the Neo Motorsport BBK. These are 6 pistons in the front, and we have the Willwood 4 pistons in the back. And they're all going to be pumped. All 20 of these pistons on these brake systems is going to be pumped by my feeble leg that weighs maybe 25 pounds. We'll see how that works out. We have the custom that Chach kind of modified it slightly the custom Cusco tension rod control arm. One of the suggestions from our friends at CM Auto House said we probably should do the Cusco front radius, kind of the like a reinforcement bar. So we'll get on that. It's also fairly cheap. It's like 120 bucks or so, which it will support this radiator support, because the radiator support on the front of these cars is quite flimsy, and that's kind of also your suspension pickup point. So we'll get that done, make sure that's stronger. Of course, the Annex coilovers is looking pretty hot boy right now. We might play with the spring race later down the line. I want to just get the car driving and testing first before we change too much with it. This is probably one of my favorite bits of the car. Chach modified the V-band on the exhaust port, so instead of a 2-bolt flange, it's now a V-band. And this whole entire thing from here on, this is all Chach's beautiful, fantastic creation. Resonator here with an exhaust mount kind of bolts into the exact same position as the JSP transmission mount. Another band here, right here, so easy for service and connection. And we have flat tubing right around here that curves out with another exhaust mount right here. And then finally, side exit exhaust with a very custom curved tip cut. You might say, why is this poking like 7 inches out of the car? That's because we're running a wide body, and it's gonna be 7. That's exactly where it's gonna sit. So yeah, that's mad. And this is how kind of the wheels look on the car. It's semi-mounted. We have the axle isn't technically in, and the rotor isn't there. So there's still a lot of work to be done in the back of the car, because our friends at a CM Auto House are working on the rear differential, and they're getting that built. Kind of by the end of the month, we'll have it back. And then we got to figure out the axle, cut the top of the tunnel. There's still work, but it looks freaking awesome, and I'm hyped. Interior of the car, still plenty of things going on. There's my key. First off, I don't know if you can see these beautiful pedals. Apparently, Lexus IS300 was IS200, right? IS300 pedals is a bolt-on fit for the AE86 pedals too. So it's like these two are just rubber covers, and you kind of stretch over the original metal pad. This one is a clevis pin for the throttle. Position is a little bit off, a little bit iffy, so we might bend things, some metals around, and Josh can cut things and reposition things, I'm sure.
Custom tailor to your heel toe.
Yes, custom tailor for my heel and toe. I like this because look, it also comes with a little extra bit right here for you to get easy heel and toe access. You know, it's a little bit of an extension. So super fancy. Also, Haltech IC7 is mounted on the steering column, so if I ever need to move the steering column, this can move up and down with it. Oh yeah, here's the original throttle pedal for comparison versus, you know, how I like these because this is a classic, right? Classic AE86 throttle, but look at how much nicer this set of pedals look.
So
we'll have
just bigger.
Yeah, also just bigger.
Ow.
I'll just keep banging his head on things. The PDM switchgear, it's all like ready and mounted, kind of like we're building a little bit more of a bracket down here because one, I need a fire switch, I need a cut off switch, and I need a fire emergency fire handle pull. So both of these will be on the panel kind of underneath here. As you can see under the passenger side dashboard, there is the Haltech Elite already mounted, and also the PDM box also mounted from right wire. So, and the wiring harness starting to go in, everything. So this is all tucked, all kind of very nice out of the way. You're not gonna put it on the floorboard, so in case we put a passenger seat, nobody's kicking my PDM out of the way, or like just
I can
under.
still kick a PDM.
You probably can, but like nobody's gonna like drop kick my ECU and the car just dies mid corner. Charles got the fuel line and the injector kind of fuel system mostly plumbed already. You can tell there's a fuel filter, there's the pressure regulator, everything's got. It's even got a 6-star logo on it. Look, it's
Ooh, fancy.
fancy 6-star. Yeah,
That's the very last of them.
Really.
We don't have those anymore.
Oh, well, I feel very privileged. We've also had the brake line started going in. There's a T here for the driver's side and the passenger side. This is all the front. The rear is going to come from this port to the limiter valve, right?
Yeah.
The bias valve, and then that's going to go into. I just ordered those, the extension.
The remote knob, yeah.
The remote knob is going to go inside the car, so I'm going to have it on my dashboard so I can easily twist it. Clutch master, power, fuel's getting plumbed. It's actually fuel system's all fully plumbed already.
All done front to back.
Front to back. We can show off clips in the back of it already, kind of on the fuel cell, on the surge tank output already. It's happening. It's happening really quickly. It's
Brake
crazy.
lines are routed like factory.
Look at this. Look at how nice these lines are routed. Look, all the way up, tucked up to kind of against the firewall under here, comes back down on this side, and then to that hole underneath there. Like, wow, ultra fancy. Main challenge is probably still the idler, because if we have put the idler kind of like where it's supposed to go, it's just gonna rub on this TPS. So that's our main issue. And well, the one way to get rid of this issue is just to go drive-by-wire, but I'm broke and I'm cheap and I kind of don't want to do that. Also, I'm not even sure if our ECU can support it.
Oh yeah, I looked it up.
It can?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the picture I sent you.
Okay. But I'm still broke, so I kind of don't want to go.
It's gonna be. You gotta figure out a pedal that's gonna work and then look nice.
You gotta like manufacture a pedal. So
it can wait.
Yeah, it can wait. Maybe version 2. Maybe version 2 will go drive-by-wire. So right now, I'll probably do a different alternate solution, or we play the silly games of finding a right belt that'll fit a custom idler solution. Small things, you know. And then the intake, which will go there. The bumper bar is kind of already in. I'm gonna show off the wide body kit probably later, and then have Chach finish up the car, and then it will start.
Yes.
And we'll have a very special video about the wide body kit.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember?
They want me to cut the car myself.
Oh.
I don't want to.
You're doing it.
Okay, listen. When it was a shell, it's okay for me to cut things, right? But now that it's an actual completed car now, if I set fire to any of this,
Yeah.
it's toast.
These could come off to get cut. You'd be fine.
Weird.
Oh yeah. Well, I think the wiring's not tucked in there and it's not finalized because you know.
Okay. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be your stunt double or something.
Alright, I just started the drill, they just cut the charge cutting, and once you're done, it comes back to me. Alright.
Perfect.
It's not Jackie Chan, that's his stunts, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just turn on the cutting wheel. And you turn around, and then it's me. I cut it. You turn back around, and it's back to you.
Yeah.
Bam.
Perfect. Thank you. Man of focus. Oh yeah, look at that. We'll put this in slow motion. No, Chad, when I say slow motion, I mean I can slow this down. You don't have to screw this in slowly. So, fuel cell up here now has fully plumbed fuel lines kind of going above the axle, on the chassis, and back down over here again. Everything is fully nice. Look at all of this. And it's out of the way of the, the drive shaft, all of that. Perfectly straight all the way through. Back up to this side, kind of goes into the pressure regulator and the fuel filter and everything. It's awesome, dude. Like, it's great. Perfect. It's one step closer. So, fuel's done. Electrical is kind of close.
Yeah, just main power and ground's left.
Yeah, idler. And then fluids. Oh yeah, I owe you fluids. I'm supposed to bring that over. And then it should
Just adds a couple of things to the mat for safety parameters.
Yeah.
You know, like your oil temp, oil pressure we're adding.
Oh yeah, and we're adding all of those for race car purposes, and then it should start. It's very close. Holy shit. Another week, maybe.